Guys, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome everyone to the last edition of the big debate dedicated to the African Nations Cup, which recently took place in Cameroon. And the champions of this year's African Nations Cup is Senegal. Senegal went on today to beat Egypt in their own game. It was a very, very difficult encounter, don't get me wrong. It went on for another 120 minutes without a goal on either side, and Senegal went on to win the game in penalties. Remember, Senegal have got to the finals that I recall in 1992, in 2 years ago, and recently in 2002, 2 years ago, and currently. They have had one of the most outstanding squads in African football recently. With me in the studio today to discuss football and the finals of the African Cup of Nations is True Lion and Maitre Bechem. I will bring all of them together at the same time. That way we delve straight. Please, we are live. They will be able to answer your questions. And please join us. Let's talk African football. Good evening, True Lion, and good evening, Maitre Bechem. Good evening, True Lion, and welcome to the big debate.
Good evening, Dr. T. It's a pleasure.
Good evening, Maitre Bechem, and thank you for all your time. And welcome to the big debate.
Good evening, Dr. T. It's a pleasure to be here. And True Lion, I know you're so happy that Senegal won, and it's a pleasure to talk football with you.
Exactly.
Yes, great. Yeah. So you guys, we have watched a very thrilling encounter. Unfortunately, as thrilling as it was, the goals didn't come in the game. But eventually, we thought, and based on our discussions yesterday with you, True Lion here online, and with Maitre Bechem offline, we thought Egypt was going to lose to Senegal, and Senegal will be the champions. That seemed to uh, have been the ultimate reality, the true reality. So Senegal went on to beat Egypt in their own game. It was a very, very difficult encounter. Maitre Bechem, let me give you the honors to start today because True Lion was in today. So Senegal came out to play football.
Yes, as usual, you see, Senegal came out in the like a team that wants to win. They have the players to do that. They have the tactics to do that, and they have the know-how and the experience to do that. They mounted pressure on Egypt, but as you know, we've come to see what we've come to realize lately is that this Egyptian team is a very tough nut to crack. They defend, like True Lion will tell you, they defend zonally. They prevent you from getting to the goal. But Senegal actually showed a lot of experience, a lot of class. They dictated the play. They had those short passes. They play long. And wherever you went, Egypt took the game to them. They actually made sure they were better. And that was the first half. They dominated. Mane was unfortunate. He lost that penalty. In the second
around
half,
the 6th minute, they had a 6th minute penalty. Yes.
Yes. So in the second half, Egypt did what they have been doing in almost all the knockout games. They did in the second 45 minutes into the game, they brought in Trezeguet. They did that against Morocco, did that against Cameroon, and they took control somehow over the game. It did not actually sway the way we expected for them to probably dominate the entire second half, but you saw patches of them of some brilliance in that Egyptian side in the second half. They took the game to Senegal, and they created chances. They were threatening. They did all they could do, but again, they took the game 220 minutes, and then eventually, like you said, they got a bit of what Senegal and Cameroon and Morocco felt when they took Egypt to 120 minutes. Overall, I'm so happy that Senegal won. So I'm delighted.
We have to congratulate True Lion. So True Lion, there is something you discussed today. So tell me how Senegal approached this game today.
Well, Senegal was always going to come the one with the initiative, attacking. That's all they know how to do. But as we see, they actually were in front of an Egyptian team that is resolute in their defending, And Senegal had that opportunity early on in the first half because they just went all attack, all attack. Egypt made one of the few mistakes they actually made in this game, but that actually did not affect them that much. But again, as we expected, both teams played their game and they played it to the T, to perfection.
Yeah, Ephraim, your boy Ephraim is watching, and he is here saying that he's so happy that Senegal and his Chelsea keeper uh won this game. I mean, like Mendy went on to save a penalty. We don't know him as a fantastic keeper, a goalkeeper who saves penalties, but he stood up today for his country.
Yes, I think Mendy actually. I don't think it
Yes,
was.
that's what.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Mendy is amongst one of the best goalkeepers in this tournament. However, he came up strong when it mattered, and he saved that penalty that propelled his team to win it, to win the trophy.
So, True Lion, we had a discussion
Yes.
yesterday. Metro Beckham wasn't here. I'm sure he probably followed up the discussion. There is something that we you had told me that you are confident Senegal is going to win. It will be a very difficult game, but there will be a goal. You remember I told you yesterday that everything being equal, as much as we think that Senegal has that very very fertile attack line, Egypt has not been conceding. I said yesterday that Egypt has conceded just 2 goals in open play, and one of them I actually recall it was a penalty against Morocco. So they only considered 1 goal, and that was a goal they considered against Nigeria.
Yes, but I
And
actually
they showed
also
it today.
yes, I actually thought that Senegal had the fire power to go ahead and create opportunities and maybe and score one goal. Remember yesterday I said Senegal is going to win maybe by 1 goal to 0, and that was the moment early on in the 5th minute. But Mane actually squandered the chance.
Okay.
Yes,
And
and Dr. T,
yeah, yes.
I don't blame True Lion. I don't blame True Lion for predicting that the Senegal was going to score one. You see, this Egyptian the defense is that's we've come to see class in defending, which is surprising to me because Carlos Queiroz, I didn't in my wildest dream. I mean, I didn't think he was going to be a defensive coach. I don't know if it's because of the players that he got in his position, but hey, this is typical Mourinho style. You know, I like it. I like it sometimes, but I wanted to see more from this Egyptian side because I believe they have the potentials to do it.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Let me grab my coffee here. It's a very interesting afternoon. I need to stay. I need to stay warm. And also, yeah, I can see
Yes.
Eric Ngale is watching there. He is very fascinated and thrilled that Senegal went on to win the game. So, was there at any point during the game that one of you thought that, it's going to be a repeat of itself? That Egypt is bringing out its A game, and by A game, I'm saying they have been playing for penalties in their last 4 games.
Yeah, actually, what impressed me about this
Yes.
Egyptian team, what impressed me about this Egyptian team is that I thought maybe around 65, 70 minutes they're gonna show some tired legs, but they did not show any tired legs. And El Nani actually played the
Yeah, he
whole
went on
time
to play the entire game.
exactly. So that was very impressive. But however, I told you this that Senegal has a better bench than whatever team played
Yes.
against Egypt, and that I knew that with that better bench they will overcome. So even going into the penalties, I was still confident that Senegal would overcome because they just had a better bench and they have some young talents that are actually amazing.
So you guys tell me, Metro Becham, I can start with you. True Lion, you can interject when it be. You guys tell me how Egypt defended, because like to defend Senegal for 120 minutes with only a penalty, the penalty, which was the single mistake that the defender has made the entire competition. Tell me how Egypt made it through the 120 minutes against Senegal.
Yeah. And Dr. T, they did not just defend. If you notice, the Senegalese defenders had earlier in the game before the Egyptian defenders. So they did not just defend, they defended well. They prevented cards apart from the card, the penalty that they got, the yellow card, but they prevented cards into like very deep it late into the game. So I saw a team that was kind of playing five at the back. They have four at the back, but they were more or less playing
Yes,
five at the back. So that prevented at any given time, Mane had two people for him.
yes.
I had the same thing whenever he had the ball. I know he had two one-on-ones, which went past his man, which if you give him the chance one-on-one, he's gonna beat you. That's the thing with Ismail Sarr. He has a pace, he has a quality also go past players. But Egypt, they stayed very close to the goalkeeper and prevented, they did everything they can to block you. And like True Lion said, it's typical zona defending. They put their 5 people behind there, and then this one person, where the ball is going to, that person goes, and then 4 people are always behind there to block. So I was shocked. I'm so happy. Again, I'm just going to react to what Lion said earlier. For me, if Egypt, when this game went up to 120 minutes, I was like, oh my gosh, these African coaches with this guy got away with murder. Because Carlos Queiroz, because this is what he's been doing for the past 4 games, and we all know that he's going to come and defend, and you want to let him get away with it. So I was like, no way, this is not going to happen. So I'm just so excited.
Yeah, but Benjamin, let me say this, right? For me, it was not defending without purpose, because Egypt, when they needed to come out, they actually were picking and choosing their moments. They had players like El Wrench. I'm talking of the guy with the bandage on his head.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, they had Abdel Manet, the young guy, the guy who missed the penalty.
Yes.
Yeah, they had.
So that's the guy who is the number 2.
Yes, they had Fatih. Fatih was lucky to be in the field because he was causing those type of professional fouls. But I also give credit to the ref, because the ref was actually perfect. It's one of those games where I saw the ref had a perfect game. Then they had their goalkeeper, Gabaski.
Yeah.
To me, that's typical one-on-one. Defending. Because the game was actually, if you watch tactically, the Egyptians were actually perfect. So it was a great show of defending and a great show of offensive football from Senegal. So the game was, for me, although it was 0-0 for most, for me, it was a very, very interesting game, because I watched every second of this game.
I watched every second of this game as well, and I can say I probably didn't blink, because it was one of those games that any moment you blink, you might actually lose a very, very big challenge. Okay, so let's talk about Egypt. As much as we say that Egypt were defending, they created their own chances.
Oh yes, of course. Egypt will pick up when you see teams that are tactically sound to defend. They pick and choose their moments. Egypt had moments during like free kicks. You saw 2-3 free kicks that came out. Although the header was a little bit high, but that was a moment. You also had Mo Salah. He had that save. The save. He pulled out the save.
Yes, that one. Yeah, in the first half.
In the first half. He actually escaped Sis.
Yes.
Sis was one of the best players actually in Senegal.
Yeah, that was one of the rare moments that he was beaten.
Exactly. And in a tight angle, he managed to pull the save, And then Egypt was also, like, even in the second half, when they brought in Trezeguet, they had outlets where they were actually going out at Senegal. And Senegal had to stand up strong defensively. Senegal is one of the few teams that can defend one-on-one.
Yeah, because I saw Koulibaly there and Diallo. They defended. They had some outstanding defending against Mo Salah when he moved there to the middle. Like, there was a time that I thought that, oh yeah, this guy is going to beat this guy, but like from nowhere, Senegal came with his very long limbs. And Koulibaly came with his very long limbs.
Yeah, and when you saw their defensive line, it was straight all the time. Very few instances you saw little pockets of holes in the Senegalese defending. So although we want to talk a lot about their offensive, guess who was also my man of the match for Senegal? Mendy had about
Mendy. Yes, I know you have become a big fan of you. You've never loved Mendy, and maybe that's because let me not say you've never loved him. We've never watched him that much in the EPL, because he's like a backup for the big Nigerian midfielder.
But backup for Didi.
But yes, for Didi, but he showed up in this competition.
Dr. T, I counted the tackles.
Dr. T.
Yes.
Dr. T, you remember before Burkina Faso game, I said they should drop him out. But
yeah, I remember. Faso game, I came back after and said that no, that was a mistake.
Yes, I said he was their best player. And Mendy has grown into this tournament. He started as a boy, but today Mendy is a man. Because I saw a Mendy who was there to like not just shield that back four, but also has that ability to look in front, give a long pass, and also has that vision to see where the next pass is going to go and put and make sure he blocks it. So Mendy was a complete player for me. He grown into the tournament, and I just hope that he's going to get a starting place in Leicester, or he should be making the move to a team like West
Yeah.
Ham or Southampton, where he's definitely going to get enough playing time.
Just to add to what you guys have said, he got an early yellow card as well around the 16th minute, but he still played his game.
Exactly, and that shows a good player. Remember,
Discipline, maturity, both mental and physical maturity.
yeah, I remember people making excuses, for a player like Zambo Anguissa, who actually played for Cameroon. I mean, almost plays the same thing. But when you see a player who is actually a bench player at Leicester, but has that qualities and comes and plays such a tournament with such great technical and tactical abilities, then you have to credit the guy. Mendy is not a starter with Leicester, but look at the game, the tournament he had with Senegal when it mattered.
Yeah, which is something we probably should maybe we can talk about that some other time. But you really make a very fair point, because we've made several excuses for Mendy. Maybe it's the players he's playing together with, but like if you are good, you show people that you are good.
Exactly. Because sometimes you can have an off game, right?
Yes.
But don't tell me you can have 2, 3, 4 off games and you claim to be a good player. Look at the way Mendy played. I mean, 1-on-1. I'm talking about tackles that were dangerous. I'm not even talking about the ones that it was just a loose ball. I'm talking about tackles that were dangerous. 8 tackles. And remember, he had an early yellow card.
Yes, he had a yellow card around the 16th, 17th minute.
Yes. So that did not actually prevent him. He was coordinating well also with Gay. Gay didn't have a lot to do, but he was actually coordinating extremely well with Gay. And one thing about these two teams that played,
Yes,
they did not lose balls easily.
But these two teams have very, very solid midfield. Look at Senegal. It was Gay, Mendy, and Kouyaté. These are, by their standards, they are very good midfielders.
Oh yes, and it's not only about the names. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Beckham.
Yeah. No, true. Like you actually, yeah. So the thing with us sometimes we focus so much on the name. The issue here is I saw players who were determined. I saw a set of players who, like, look at Kouyaté. Me and Cholayon have differences in Kouyaté based on his age, he being old and not being able to.
He's 31. Yeah, I know. I agree.
Yes. When he got his moment, he gave everything for this team. Take, for example, look at Basogo for Cameroon the other day. He came in, and to me, it looks like he was going for a fashion show or something, But I saw when you look at that Senegalese players who this tournament to win the tournament. Cameroon players, they had this thing that they were playing 12 against 11 somehow, and they felt they could do whatever. Look at Cis, my best player for Senegal throughout this tournament. Cis, the left back who was number 2.
Yeah, the left back. Yeah,
this guy is a second division player.
Yep.
Yes, guy is a second division player in France, but to me, he plays like Roberto Carlos or Andy Robertson for who plays for Liverpool. These are players who are determined. They don't just have, they also have quality. Yeah.
Beckham, it would be unfair to try to compare Cameroonian players to these Senegalese players. Do you know why?
No. You go ahead. There's something you mentioned yesterday. Before you started, there's something you mentioned yesterday. You were wondering why. I know. I probably know your answer. You were wondering why Oyongo Bitolo has not been playing. I know you are going to go there. So, but yeah, you just
no. I just had a question.
Of course, you probably have your reason.
I don't know why. You probably want to talk about, I don't actually go ahead.
You have your reason.
Okay. And the reason why is because Cisse, their coach, has been there for 8 years.
Yes.
Okay. So that is consistency. He's been there for 8 years. So he knows the team in out. He's a sole leader of that team and can spot talent from second division, because tournaments like this are for players like Cis, players who can actually play but have not yet had that professional breakthrough in their careers to play in better teams. Today, we saw what
Exposure,
he's
that's
capable of.
exposure. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Today, we have seen what he's capable of, you know, and tournaments like this are for players like him because after this, the sky is his limit.
Yeah, and that's a fair point you make, True Lion. Not only
Yes.
the African Nations Cup, we saw how some players in the Cameroon national team in the past made their breakthroughs through this kind of tournaments. I can talk about a player such as Janka Biaka in 1998. The first time he played for the national
Yeah,
team was at the World
yeah,
Cup.
yeah.
He showed up and eventually he moved to Strasbourg, if I recall correctly.
Yes, actually, and that's what
Yes.
consistency. I mean, that coaching has brought to Senegal today. They have stuck with Cisse, although he's gotten some stick. But if you stay 8 years in the national team and you're coaching and you have not won anything, you will definitely get some stick. So today he has won, and he proves he has proven to be actually a good coach today.
Yeah, so talking about Cisse and the coaches, let's talk about the two coaches. So you have one coach who was there to contain the game. I think there was a comment here. If I can just go back to the comment and post the comment. Okay, so this is someone's comment here that Egypt just came. That game was to play penalties and to catch anyone at some point. So it seems as if both coaches came with different tactics. So to you, who had a master plan here, or these guys, and who succeeded?
So I don't think Egypt came for penalties. It's unfortunate that we think that way. The thing is, Egypt set up in a way that they don't want you to score them, and they want to counter attack you and score one and win the game. So if they cannot score, they have to push the game to penalties. That is why, if you notice, Egypt is the most prepared team for penalties because they're playing to win just 1-0. And if they cannot score, they push it to penalties. So
Yeah,
so you can say they came, some can say they came for penalties, but I don't believe they came for penalties. They came to exploit the mistakes that, or one or two mistakes that they're gonna make at the back, and then score and prevent them from scoring and take the cup home.
it's
Yeah,
quite
Dr. T.
interesting.
Dr.
Yeah,
T.
yes, yeah, you go
Yeah.
ahead.
Let me interject something about that. Benjamin is right. I mean, there are many ways to skin a catfish, right? There are many different ways. Some people go offense, some people go defense. And let people
Yes.
actually give some respect to Egypt. Look at the teams that they played. They played Nigeria, Morocco, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire. The only person they lost against, and these are top African teams, was
Was
Nigeria.
Nigeria? Yes.
Since then, if you remember, what did I tell you? I told you that Egypt lost against Nigeria, but you might see them in the finals.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
of course, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's the statement I made. And if you see the way Egypt plays, Egypt doesn't just come and defend without a way to attack. No, Egypt doesn't play that.
Yes.
Egypt created opportunities that they could have scored. So it's not as if they come and defend loudly. They are very, very good when it comes to defending. And you can see their tactical game while defending. A player like Wrench that I said before, the number two shirt as
Yeah, the
well.
guy, the guy, the guy with the scarf, with the netty scarf.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And this
Yeah.
is all by design. Look at El Nani. El Nani played on the right, started on the right. When they made the changes, he went to the middle and all that. And it was just perfect. There is something to learn from this Egyptian team. Today, I give Quores all his respect, all my respect, because they did a wonderful job. But when you go to penalties, somebody must win.
So let's talk about the first penalty that was missed, and eventually how we thought someone who is going to grab this game by the scruff will do. Mane, 6th minute penalty, he missed it. Do you guys think like this miss affected his overall play eventually in the game?
No, I don't think the miss actually affected his overall play. Let's give credit to the Egyptians. The Egyptians
Okay.
actually, after that, Mane played an okay game, like in the first half. Although in the second half, he went down the hill, but it was just good play from Egypt. That penalty miss did not actually affect his game. It's just that the Egyptians actually defended well on him. It was a zonal defense. If you see players, if you see the fouls that came on Mane, there are many different players. Party was on him, fouling him. The number two shirt also was on him, El Nani. So everybody took their turn on Mane. No matter where he popped up, he had people on him. There was a time where two defenders actually like sandwiched them, in the
Yes,
middle of the
I
field.
do remember that.
Exactly, and one of them got a yellow card.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that
True
was the
lion,
plan
true
of
lion.
attack.
I disagree. True lion. Yeah, I disagree in part. I disagree in part. There is just no way you can tell me that after missing a penalty in a game of this level, this magnitude,
Magnitude. Yeah.
it's not gonna have a toll, take a toll on you somehow. If you just miss the penalty, you went to the crowd and asked them to chill. That in itself tells you that he was trying to relieve the pressure. There was pressure on him, and that actually affected his game. Mane took, like, after the penalty, Mane missed two great opportunities. Well, the first one was, I mean, both from Ismail Sarr. The first one
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
very clear, but the
I was
second
going to
one,
talk about
I
that.
could
Yeah.
not believe
So
how
you
he missed
finish.
that. I could not just believe how he missed that. Yes, how he missed that. That tells you that somehow, that penalty miss went affected Mane. It may not have affected him that much, but there was just, I don't care if you are Samuel Eto'o or if you King Pele or Maradona, it's going to have an effect on you somehow.
So let's talk. You mentioned something about some of those misses for Senegal. So there is something that True
Yeah.
Lion and most of us have been talking about, the absence of a number nine in most of the teams of African competition. So some of
Yes.
those crosses that
Yeah.
Sa gave. I mean, if there was a classic number nine, the guy who is always at the box, those were easy tap ins.
No, Dr. T, let me actually, before I answer that, let me say something just to refute Bechem about that money. That money, it did not affect him as much. If you watch Jeremy interview when he talked about the penalty kicks and how Cameroon missed the penalty, he talked about pressure. He says there will be pressure when you go to kick a penalty, but it's the player that overcomes that pressure that actually is a good penalty kicker. Mane missed a penalty. Guess what? He scored the most important penalty at the end of the game. What pressure are you talking about?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that maybe just a
Exactly.
little bit later. Let's talk
Exactly.
No,
about
no,
those
no,
No,
true
no,
misses.
no, no,
lion,
no,
true
no.
lion, true lion, true lion.
But these are the facts that you cannot refute. These are facts that you cannot refute.
No,
Missing chances.
I'm not, I'm not, I'm not refuting any fact. Let me say,
Yeah, but
let me rephrase.
listen. Let me finish. Missing chances in a game doesn't mean that the penalty that you missed actually. There was no
That is
after that.
true.
There was no
That is
tension.
true.
You saw he
That
continued
is
playing
true.
his game. He was falling in the midfield and they were fouling him. The second half, maybe he had used a lot of energy, but he still stayed in the field and took the most important penalty at the end of the game. Now, let me drop onto the second. Or do you have something to say before I drop onto my second volley?
No, no.
Okay, so real quick. My point is there's no equipment or measurement on how the penalty the toll that the penalty had on him. We cannot measure that. But to say that you miss a penalty in the finals, and look at his reaction after he missed the penalty, what did he do? He asked the crowd to cheer. That tells you that he was. I mean, talk to a psychologist. They'll tell you that he was trying to relieve the pressure from him.
No,
Something
but
was on him, and he was taking it out.
Beckham,
Yes,
this is
Okay, so True
communication
Lion,
Yes.
101.
before you continue, hey guys out there, if you are watching the big debate, we are live today. This is not a recorded session. If you have any questions, please post them on the comment section. We are also on YouTube. I will share the YouTube link here for those who are not on Facebook to watch as well. So you can as well watch it on YouTube. These guys will answer any question you have. And Senegal are the champions of Africa 2021 edition of the African Cup of Nations, which took place. Of course, we are in 2022, and that's basically because the competition was pushed forward from June to January 2022 because of the weather conditions in Cameroon. And these two guys will play together in club football like every day. They see together, they go to the washroom together, they train together. One of them, the guy in green, the number 10 in green, eventually became victorious. And I'm so happy for him, not only for him, but for his country, because Senegal has never won this competition, but he went on to win this competition for the first time. So, True Lion, you can now go ahead and make your point.
Yeah, and talking about money, normally when you talk about body language, the person who is disappointed or the game affects body language, he either drops his head down or, the players will come and maybe try to cheer him up. But that did not happen. Mane just went to the crowd and say, everything is okay, let's play. So that shows character. And again, he scored the most important penalty that won the trophy for Senegal. So I don't think that affected missing the penalty earlier on did not affect his game. That's money.
Yeah, I actually
Character.
do agree.
He showed
Yeah,
character. He showed character, and he scored the most important goal at the end of the day. But I'm not saying that it affected him to a level that he couldn't play. No, but trust me, it must have affected him somehow.
no, that's very true. I mean,
That's
like,
speculation.
but he's someone who has. I think one of the things that may have helped him is that he's someone who have had significant experience in club football over the past several years with Liverpool, and also he has played the finals of this competition. It's not the first time he's playing the finals. He played the last 2 years ago. They lost in the finals, but that also makes you stronger.
Let me tell you something. Should I tell you something also to prove my point?
Yeah, go ahead,
Oh.
True Lion.
Did you know Mane before the miss today had missed 3 penalties in the African Nations Cup? So this was his 4th miss, and he came and scored the 5th. I mean, on the 5th time he took a penalty, he scored the most important penalty. So that's somebody with lots of character.
And True Lion, if you were in Mane's place, True Lion, if you were in Mane's place, you've missed 3 and you missed number 4, what would be in your mind? What will you be thinking? You probably thinking this is deja vu, right? Oh, it may happen again.
Guess what? But guess what?
I mean, that's it's human nature. It's human nature.
Bechem, I'm not money. I'm not money. I'm not. If I was in Mane's place, I wouldn't take a penalty. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not analyzing.
Okay, let's say True Lion. What will be in your mind? What will be in your mind?
Bechem, I'm not analyzing myself. I'm analyzing what I saw. A situation. A player that has missed 4 penalties.
That's what I'm telling you, that there is nothing that we can use to measure this when it comes to money, because it's something that you have in your mind. We cannot tell what was happening in Mane's brain.
We must all agree that there was some pressure there. Mane have been in these situations, before.
Dr. T,
and,
Dr.
yes,
T,
yeah.
This is not speculation. You have a player that has missed 4 penalties in African Cup of Nations. Okay, but still stands up and take the most important team penalty of the tournament and scores and wins the trophy.
He is a leader. He is a leader.
Yeah, he led his team. Let's talk about one player that we haven't spoken a lot about him today. We've spoken about him when he's come on as a substitute in games before. Unfortunately, Senegal really didn't score from the chances he's created. Let's talk about Ismail Sarr on the right side of Senegal, especially for the first half.
No, actually, Sarr played. I think he played an okay game, because on that right hand side, I think him and the other Sarr, because
the 2 Sarrs,
the 2 Sarrs could have done better, because when I look at their quality on the ball, but I see why it was better maybe for him coming in as a sub, because when he came in as a sub, he had more energy, and then his energy running against. But he had an okay game. I don't think he actually made a difference today.
I would say he made a difference, because he created at least 3 clear chances, 3 tap-in chances. There was no one there to tap in.
One, he went past the defender in front of him all the time. On 3 occasions, I saw him pass the defender as if nobody was there. But the point is, I think it was a good idea for him to start. Reasons being that the new Senegal, Egypt was going to defend, so you come and take advantage, score, and then play the game the way the Egyptians like it. So it was a good tactical move for him to start. The only thing is, I don't think he could have played 90 minutes, because if you notice, he's been injured throughout the tournament. Most people thought he wasn't going to come. Watford did not want to release him, because they said, hey, we could not release a player that was injured. He just got, I think, around semi-finals, I think was his first game, or the quarterfinals was his first game.
Yeah, so it was, I think, quarterfinals.
Yes, and he came in as a sub. I didn't expect him to play a full 90 minutes, but I was happy when I saw him on the lineup.
So we are talking about this kid, so we must be happy for him, because his club where he plays professional football, his main employer really wasn't happy that he shows up, but eventually he comes, and then he's now the champions of African football. Doreen, Crystal, we see your comments. Crystal, thank you guys for what Ephraim Eric, thank you guys for watching, and we are taking your comments. If you have any question for these guys, like Ephraim has, and what does this do to Salah's football CV? He hasn't won the African Cup of Nations yet. He's lost two finals back to back. I
Yeah,
mean, not back to back. He didn't win last year in 2017, and now True Lion.
Yeah.
yeah. I think Egypt actually did what was best for the team. They didn't really have players like offensive players that can really match up or uh, command a lot of respect, maybe to release a player like Salah. So what was Egypt doing? What Egypt was doing is that they were just playing too defensive. And when you play too defensive, it affects players like Mo Salah. So I think for me, they did a good job going into the finals. However, I wouldn't think that this actually affects Mo Salah in any way.
So
Yeah,
it
he's
affects it affects his CV. Dr. T, this affects Mo
yes.
Salah's CV somehow because if you notice and if you talk to people in Egypt, they'll tell you Salah is big in the world, but Salah is not that big in Egypt. Reasons being that they always try to put him side by side with other Egyptians who have been very successful. I mean, within the country and have won this tournament. It's like Maradona and Messi. I will raise Messi any day, anytime. But if you go to Argentina, they love him so much, but they still tell him, "Hey, we need this from you. We need that World Cup." So this kind of has an effect on Salah's CV. It may not have an effect. I mean, globally, his FIFA just
He
made him
yeah
10th world best player.
yeah.
But that's not going to
He's
affect
30
his. I
years
mean,
old. Yeah, he's 30 years old. He still has maybe 1.5 African Cup of Nations more to play. So let's see how it
yeah.
goes. I mean,
Well,
true
Dr.
like
T,
boy, Carol Malik is watching. I know. I see your exchanges with him. He's someone who has played football before, and he has a question there for you.
yes, I
So,
can
and
see.
he actually has two questions. I'll put the other question after this. So you both can answer the question.
Yeah, I mean that's a terrible decision. If CAF said that Mendy is the goalkeeper of the tournament, remember I just made a comment. I said Mendy did not have a good match or a good tournament, and they make him a goalkeeper of the tournament. How can Mendy be goalkeeper of the tournament when we saw that the Egyptian goalkeeper actually
Gabaski, this guy. Yeah,
yeah,
this guy.
Gabalski is the reason why Egypt is actually in these finals. So I mean, it's a bad decision, but again, we have seen many other federations do that. We have seen FIFA and UEFA do things like this. The person that wins the tournament, they actually give them goalkeeper of the tournament, which is bad actually.
It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame because by all indication, this Gabaski has the leadership, and if you look at the role that he's played in his team, it is like phenomenal. You can't even match that. So it's a
So,
shame.
so
I thought
yeah. So how about
maybe
I put it this way? Mendy played all the competition. Guys, don't forget about the group stages. Remember, Gabaski only started playing when the
Even
Egyptian first
Mendy,
keeper. But not, I'm not defending CAF.
even
I'm just
Mendy,
asking you guys a question. So this guy
Mendy did
only
not play
started
the first
playing at
game.
the
Mendy did not play
quarterfinals.
the first game. Mendy
Mendy
did
did
not
not
play
play
the
first
first
two
game.
games.
Oh, he didn't.
First
Okay,
two games.
he had
Yes.
COVID. Okay. So yeah,
First two
my
games.
mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mistake. Yeah.
And the problem is that if you watch Mendy in these finals, there were certain balls where he came out normal catches and he fumbled the ball. So I
Yes,
mean,
I agree.
yes, I mean you
I
cannot take such a performance and just because he caught a penalty at the end of the game and you say that he's goalkeeper of the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, what type of
It's
football were they
a shame.
watching?
so
It's a
that's
shame.
okay. We can give our own goalkeeper of the tournament, and everything being equal, I'm going to give this guy his leadership. I mean, from the game between from Ivory Coast, Morocco, Cameroon, and these finals, he
And
made
guess
some.
what?
He
And
kept Egypt in this game.
guess what, Doctor T? This guy is a backup keeper, and
Yes.
he came to the Egyptian national team 2011, and guess what? He didn't play for another 10 years, and he was just brought in 6 months ago. And look at the
Yep.
type of performance. You
And
want to
guess what? And guess what? Guess what? He's injured. He's injured.
exactly.
The
Yeah.
guy's injured. Come
Yeah.
on.
I think this guy's in.
The
So
guy's injured.
let's even talk about the saves he made today. He practically kept Egypt in these finals.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then you will
No,
give
but they gave him man
Senegal
of the
has
match.
not faced
Dr. T,
yeah.
they gave him man of the match of the final. He's the man of the match.
Okay. So
Yeah, they gave him man of
Senegal,
the match.
I mean, I wouldn't disrespect any team, but just as how people say that Cameroon only faced their main opponent in the semifinals in Egypt, I would probably also say Senegal only also faced their major opponent in the finals. They had like okay teams at the beginning,
But guess
up to
what?
the up to the finals.
But guess what?
No, no, no. I'm not saying so. No, no. What I'm trying to say is that not giving this guy the goalkeeper of the tournament, I think is very, very unfair.
Oh yes, a bad
It's
decision.
Yeah.
It's a bad decision.
Okay, so let's go now. Now that we started talking about Carol brought a very good point there. So I'm so happy that he raised that point. So let's now go to the players of the tournament. I'm going to put you guys on the spot to give me your 11. So I will start with for every position. So goalkeeper, I know all of you, and including myself, have gone for Gabaski. He is my player, my goalkeeper of the tournament. So
Yeah.
should I start left or right?
Start left.
Okay, right. Left is an easy one for you, True Lion. I mean, you both.
Sis.
My left
Yeah.
is 6. My
Okay.
left is 6. My left is 6. Yeah.
Okay. See, so sis is right. All
Let's
right.
for
So,
central defense, Tapsoba and Mendy. Tapsoba and
okay.
Mendy.
So
Sorry, Tapsoba and Koulibaly. Tapsoba and Koulibaly. Sorry,
okay. So you
Tapsoba
guys
and
just
Koulibaly.
give me a second. I will be writing. I'll be putting it down so that I will show it on the screen later. So we have Gabaski as number 1. Okay. And then left back, you guys say is Cis, and then Tapsoba and
No,
Koulibaly, right?
no, for me it's not
For me,
Tapsoba.
that's Tapsoba
Okay,
and
so
Koulibaly for me.
all right, so this is what I will do. Beckham, I will start with you. I'll give your own 11. I'll put your own 11, then I'll put True Lions 11 later.
Yep.
Okay. You
Okay,
say it's
okay,
Tapsoba and
okay.
Koulibaly, right?
Yes, Tapsoba and Koulibaly.
Okay, and then right back.
My right back. Let me see.
You want me to help you?
I don't want to go.
Five.
You want me to help you?
I'll go 5. I'll go 5 for my right back.
Oh, okay, I'll go. All right, midfield.
I'll go 5.
So you are playing.
I'll go
So you are going to
for
play
my
with the back 4. So you are playing with the back
yes,
4.
that's my back. Yeah, I'm gonna play with my back 4. Yes.
Okay.
I'll go with 5. I'll go with 5. Let me have a Cameroonian in there.
Of course. Okay. Yeah. I
So-
agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for my midfield, I'll go with Mendy in the midfield.
Okay. Mendy. Okay.
Yes. And then I'm gonna play. So I'm gonna play with Mendy as a holding, and then
Yeah.
play with 2 people up front. So I'm gonna go with what's his name? Ngemalu. I'm gonna play 4-3-3. So I'll play Ngemalu as one of my midfielders.
Okay.
And then on the other side, I'm gonna go with Ghana.
Okay.
Yes,
Ghana.
Ghana.
Ghana Gay. Yeah. Ghana. Okay. All right. Up front.
So up front, I have Mane on one side, I have
Okay,
Salah in the
Mane.
middle, and I have Bertrand Traore on the other side.
So who in the middle?
Salah's
Abubakar?
gonna play in the middle for me. Salah
Oh.
plays in the middle for me.
Okay, Salah.
I wanted to go with Abu, but I'm still thinking I'll play with Abubakar in the middle.
Oh, okay. don't follow the name of follow that performance in the competition.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
I'll play. That's what I'm saying. I'll play Abubakar in the middle.
and then on the other side,
I'll play Bertrand Traore.
Traore. Okay.
Yeah, Bertrand Traore. Yeah.
That's 11, right?
Yeah, that's 11. Okay,
Yes.
just give me a second, True Lion. I will show his team here for everyone to see out there. So just give me a second. So those are your 11. Gabaski on goal, Cis,
Yes.
Tapsoba, Koulibaly, and Fai in defense.
Yes.
Mendy, Ngamale, and Ghana in
Yeah.
midfield. Mane, Abubakar,
Yes.
and Traore in defense. Okay.
Yes.
So
No, yeah.
all right. So just give me one more second, True Lion. Okay, so True Lion, you start with your own 11.
Okay. From left, I start with Sis.
Okay.
And his partners with then in the middle I have Koulibaly.
Okay, Kuli.
I have Wrench, the Egyptian.
Range. Yeah.
Did I call right back Hakimi? Right
Hakimi. Okay.
Yep.
I forgot about him long ago. Okay,
You
so
shouldn't forget about
those
him.
are 4. Okay.
Then in my holding I have Mendy.
Mendy. Okay.
Then to the left of Mendy, who did I call? Am I playing with two holding? I have Idris Gay.
Okay, Ghana as well. Okay, you both have Ghana, yeah.
Yep. Then for my players on top,
So you have two midfielders.
Yeah,
okay.
yes.
On my players on top to the left, I have Mane. He's
Mane,
also
okay.
yeah. So I'm playing with 2-4, yeah. Then to the right, who am I picking? I put Mane. I put Toko Ekambi.
Okay.
I put what's his name? Abubakar as my striker. How many players am I missing?
Okay. Abubu
That's good.
too.
That's it. Oh, you miss one
No,
person.
you still have one more. You have one more, True Lion.
I have one more. So I have Abubakar there. Who is supporting Abubakar?
Yeah, that's what you need.
Oh, I need this guy in my team. Moses Simon.
Okay,
On my team.
Simon. So
Yes.
so Simon is going to play on the left or right.
I need Moses Simon on my team.
Okay. All right. So
Yep.
I'm going to show you a team as well.
So he can play 4-4-2.
What's your
So
formation? No, Trula, what's your
4-4-2.
formation? What's your
4-4-2.
formation?
Does it
Okay,
really
so
matter?
this is Team
4-4-2?
True Lion. Okay, so you guys give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something. I'm going to put your teams together on and show them on the screen. So yeah, I see some comments there. I will check on them very soon. Okay. Okay, so those are your two teams. Unfortunately, the space is not much, but Metra Bechem, you have Gabaski, Sis, Tapsoba, Koulibaly, and Fai. In the defense, you have Mendy, Ngamele, and Ghana in the midfield. You have Mane, Abubakar, and Traore in your attack. So you are playing a 4-3-3.
Yes.
And then True Lion, you have Gabaski, Sis, Koulibaly, Air Range. I don't know if that's the right spelling. Hakimi in defense, and then you have Mendy and Ghana in midfield, and then Mane, Toko, and Toko Abubakar. Okay, so I ran out. Just give me.
You miss
Yes.
Moses Simon. Moses Simon.
Yes. So
Simon,
yeah,
yeah,
I know what happened there. Just give me a second. I can only do 200 letters there, but don't give
Then
me.
you can just put
Simon.
Abubakar, just put Abu.
Yes, I'm going to do that. Yeah.
And then you have Moses. Yes.
Yeah. Simon. Yep. Okay, so we got it. I did something stupid and it worked. All right. So if anyone is watching out there, yeah, please throw your 11. So someone says Bechem, your team will the Bechem team will be defenders on the F against Mars. Yeah. So you guys want me to put my own team?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay,
It's your show.
Yeah. So you guys okay. So my team will be I'll go with Gabaski. Okay, maybe I should type it as well. Let me put it together. I'll go with Gabaski. I like locals, so my left back will be Cis. I give it to him as well. Okay. At center back, I'll go with Castelletto. You guys know I like locals. I repeat. Okay. And then I will go with Koulibaly because he won the final. So it's a big decision between Koulibaly and Tapsoba. I'm a very, very big fan of Tapsoba, but I will give it to Koulibaly. He deserves it. At right back, me being me, and by me being me, I know you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm going to go with 5. Yeah, I'm going to go with 5. In the midfield, I'll go with Mendy. I'll go with Ngamele on the right. Yeah, Ngamale on the right. He worked so hard. And then on Mendy as a holding midfielder, and Ngamale on the right, and on the left. Uh, okay, that's a tough one for me. Okay, I need to stabilize my midfield, so I will go with the Egyptian guy who had that thing on the head. Trulai, what's his name again? He got hit. He had the
Orange.
net. Okay, orange. Yeah.
He's a defender though.
Oh, okay. Oh no, so that's not.
Yes,
No,
to
no, that's
defend.
not him.
Yeah.
Okay, so midfield again for me. Hmm.
I can help you. You can go Idris Gay, Ghana Gay.
No, no, I have Mendy.
You can go Gigi, the Nigerian Gigi.
Nah, Ngili was
Did
eliminated
and
long
Mendy?
ago. I even forgot he was in the African Nations Cup. I'll go with Ghana. Okay, attack. I have Mane. I have Abu, and I have
Toko.
Toku. So that is my 4-3-3. And I will show you guys. So that is my team. So I have Cisse Castelletto. He was as cool as ice. That's how one commentator described him. So I'm
My
very
team.
passionate
Let
about
me
this
tell
guy.
you why. My team will beat any team, any of the other teams. I'll tell you why.
that's
My
that's
midfield
okay.
is fun.
That's
My
okay.
midfield is fun.
Your team is here. True Lions team is here. So that's good. We also have the top scorers of this competition. They are there in the bottom of the screen. So we must give it to Abubakar. I understand it's just the second time a player is scoring 8 goals in the African Cup of Nations. So congratulations to Abubakar. And then we must always have to congratulate the team that won the competition. So the champions, Senegal. So congratulations to Senegal. They did a fantastic job. And also, at the beginning of this competition, True Lion had expressed some reservations for the Senegalese coach. I'm sure he's going to get all his credit now.
Of course, he gets credit because as a tournament when he become better, you know, La Petite Vie en Mangeant, he got better as the tournament went on, and he proved today to be the best actually in the tournament. He went and played his game, and and also had a very good bench because the
Yes,
bench
yeah,
came
yeah,
out and maintained the same level, and that's what actually won him the tournament.
yeah. So let me ask you some questions, one or two questions, not related to this final. So
Yes.
do we think some of the players that for Nigeria, as I'm using Nigeria as an example, who were called in this tournament and didn't show up because of club country dispute? We are talking about the guy in example, the guy in the striker in Watford, and Osihem, of course, he was injured, but he was able to play just immediately as he returned. Do you think that if these players were present, because we saw how deep the impact of a deep bench made in the competition?
No, actually, we cannot be making speculations because who did Nigeria lost against? They lost against Tunisia. I blame Nigeria's exit on their coach's inability to actually adapt. You remember he was chosen 2 months into the tournament. So what do they expect him to do? Now you see a guy that has been there 8 years. He wins the tournament because you know sometimes when you fail, you learn from it, and he's learned from his past mistakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Metre Beckham. So yeah,
you don't have to make excuses for Nigeria. They had a bad game against Tunisia, and they paid the price for it. They were the best team in the first round. We all thought, hey, they were gonna cruise to the finals, and that tells you the level at which this competition is too. Because that was in the first round, Nigeria was definitely the front runner, and by the time it was the 16 finals, they were out. So I'm not going to make excuses for them when we gave them praises when they were doing exceptionally well. And then because they lost against Tunisia, we want to say, oh, it's because two players did not show up. Now, yeah, they were awful in the last, against Tunisia.
okay, yeah, fair point. So yeah, I'm putting this up to congratulate the champions of this competition. So Senegal made it to the finals. They've won the African Nations Cup for the first time. If you are watching out there today, you are watching the big debate, the post-match analysis, and the overall analysis of the African Cup of Nations finals, which took place today in Cameroon. Let's talk about the closing ceremony. True Lion, you watched it. Beckham, you watched it. So what is your overall impression?
Well, that was
I
a
mean,
big critic.
there are some comments that you made at the beginning of
Yeah,
in the opening ceremony. So, what is your overall take on the closing ceremony?
I was a big critic of
Briefly.
the whole. I was a big critic of the opening ceremony because they did not use a lot of local talent. However, I think they listened to what people have been saying, and they brought a bunch of local talents that actually express the culture of the talent. Those fans have been there showing up and all that is, but normal that they also have their own talents that come out and expose the culture of the country to the world. So good
Yeah,
amendments made.
yeah, I share the same sentiment, True Lion. I also criticize the way things were managed in the opening ceremony. I think they actually made some amends, and we all are happy. It was a fantastic tournament, be it in terms of the infrastructure, like I said on the first day,
Yeah.
or the level of football that we've seen. So it's for me as an African, I'm very proud of it, and it's a moment that Cameroonians have to be very proud of.
Yeah, we must give that to the organizing committee. Sometimes when we come out here and express our opinions, we are not just criticizing, we are saying what we think. And sometimes, in some cases, we may not be right, but we thought that the presence of a Cameroon representation, I mean, by Cameroon, I mean the host nation representation in the opening and closing ceremony will go a
And
long way
Dr.
to share the Cameroon culture. So
Dr.
I'm
T,
pleased
if I
that,
can say something real quick, if I can say something real quick,
yeah,
I wasn't happy with the opening ceremony when I realized that the 1972 team wasn't invited. I actually
okay,
made that
yes,
hurt. And if you notice, they invited them during the semifinals. So you see, so that's like the government actually listening to what people are saying. Because if these
yes,
two are
yeah,
in France, trust me, down the road, France has to host the World Cup. They'll invite the 98 team that's still alive. Any
yeah.
of the living survivors of 98 team would definitely be there. So those are the kind of things that we have to also
But
incorporate
Dr.
when we
T,
do this
Yes.
and stuff. Yeah.
let me also make this point, right?
Yeah.
All thing, everything, it's about learning. When you do things over and over, you become better at them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And you
proficient.
see,
Yes.
that's why I've been talking about grassroots football, because you organize Nations Cup when you don't have a functional league. So where will you make the mistakes that you can correct? Cameroon is not used to competitions like this.
That
In
is
order
true.
to get
I totally agree with you, but I must
listen,
say that
listen,
they
listen.
just before you
I'm not
continue.
finished. I'm, I'm
Okay.
not finished. In order
Okay.
to be able to make things perfect and better, you have to organize football games week in, week out for the crowd to get the culture of going to the field. You
Yeah.
know, do you know what Egypt did? They had 10 flights from Cairo into Cameroon, about 3,000 spectators coming. Where did Egypt learn all that? From their local leagues. Do you know yesterday, Al Ali actually beat Monterrey of Mexico in the Club Cup competition,
World Cup.
International Club Cup? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's this type of consistency and culture that makes Egypt come to the finals over and over. They are the most consistent because they have a culture of a good local league. So, as I say in Pidgin, they know the fit foul for market day. So
Okay,
Cameroon,
truly, I want to ask you guys a question. You mentioned something that yeah, you have to do something over and over again and then you learn. I totally agree with that. Like sometimes they say you do it over and over again. I'm a big fan of that. They call it cram work. Yes, I like it. I will cram it. But let me ask you some questions. So talking about organization of competition, in 2016, November, December 2016, Cameroon organized and Cameroon hosted the Women's African Nations Cup. In 2017, or is it 2019 if I'm not wrong, they also hosted the CHAN, the Cameroon Youth Championship. So over
Yeah, they look.
time, they have been learning, and I must say, uh even though maybe they haven't, the spectators, especially in the opening days, did not impress us. We mentioned that, but like overall, I must give this to, yeah, I'm a big critic of the government, but I must give this to the government, good or bad, it doesn't matter. They took some measures that eventually improve the attendances.
oh yes, I mean, no one is saying that the competition was not a success, but I'm just saying that you have to go back to grassroots,
Oh,
because
sure, sure, sure,
listen,
sure.
listen, listen. Football is about entertaining and it's about business. I'm not a fan
Mhm.
of. Yes, I'll watch the Nations Cup because it's one of the biggest this thing, but I want to watch football week in, week out. So what happens tomorrow? Those stadiums are there. There's no functional league. So
So,
I mean,
Dr.
of which
T,
group is are the
Yes.
students?
Dr. T, I think I agree with Cholan. What the point Cholan is trying to make is let's create a culture. Let's create a
No,
culture
yeah, no,
rather than
no, that
rather than the government buying tickets for people to go attend a game because they want to give the impression that Cameroonians are well-to-do people, they can afford these tickets. That's not the culture you're creating. That's a problem. You For me, that's a problem you're creating
Exactly.
right there.
yeah,
That's
I
bad.
think I think I
So
agree with that
Cholan is saying that let's create a
200%. So
culture.
there is something that you
Yeah.
guys also mentioned, like the opening ceremony, and eventually I'm pleased that we are, or at least to some extent, satisfied with some of the measures that were taken in the closing ceremony. And also you mentioned the 1972 team. I'm also pleased that someone probably heard all this noise, because I know that a few days ago, was it UCB, the Kaji group organized and called all of them and honored them.
Yeah.
They were in the stadium. I know they were invited to the stadium in the semifinals, the game between Cameroon and
Yeah.
Egypt. So I think I give that to whoever made that decision. So at least people heard. So we hope that when the citizens come out and talk good, bad, or ugly, something should be landed. They are not just criticizing because they don't like the country, but I think people talk sometimes to asking for improvements.
Dr. T.
Yes, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. Goal of
Yeah.
when you the truth is there's constructive criticism, and there's just
yeah,
criticism for the purpose of criticizing. I'm not that type of person who just criticize for the purpose of criticizing. I've actually been very pleased with the tournament, and I've not been shy also to share my thoughts in
yep.
areas which I think they need to grow.
Of
So
course,
it
that's why
becomes
you
a
are here. You are sharing them every day.
Yes, it becomes a problem when the authorities start to believe that whoever is criticizing is in that group of those who just want to criticize or
Yeah.
anti-government, as they put it. So the government
Or
has to
if, or
deflect
maybe not even criticizing, if you have alternative views.
views. Exactly, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Again,
Okay,
now,
so
as I
we'll be
always
ending
say,
the show in the next few minutes. So I'm going to go for your last word, True Lion, first.
as I always say, the biggest challenge is after the Nations Cup. The biggest challenge is after the Nations Cup. I mean, for football to be consistent, you need a functional league. Okay, you have 27 million. I don't know how many people are like actually football fans, but in order to tap revenue from those people, you have to give them good entertainment. You have to increase the value of your product, which in football is actually players. For the players for teams to be able to use that field and afford it, they need revenue. It's good you have somebody now like Samuel Eto'o who's at the helm of, but guess what? He needs to work hand in hand with the ministry, with the government. If that doesn't happen, it's like any other business or any other. It's not only football, but in order to make your nation a true football nation, just look at Egypt. What I'll say is that just go do some research. Look at good leagues in Africa and look at how much money, what revenue they actually make, and look at how consistent they are with their football. Even at club level, I want to be watching like week in, week out local leagues.
Yeah,
So
and Trula, even not watching before Metro Bechem expresses his points, even if not watching, uh, we want to, I think the league needs to improve. Over the past couple of years, we have seen that the league has gone down. The
it's
the
non-existent.
Yes, significantly. So I remember when I used to be in Cameroon. I mean, even the second division, which is not the first tier division in Fako or in the Southwest, we used to go and watch good football. We want that to come back. So we hope that with the election of the new FECAFOOT president, who has been a player himself, who also played in that second division, because I remember the year ASUCB, where he played as a youth, went to the Cameroon Cup. It was the second division in the Littoral province and played the Cameroon Cup. So I hope that he is actually going to improve the league. I think that's the subject. Maybe another day we can come back and discuss. So let's just stick today to the finals of the African Cup of Nations and the African Cup of Nations. Metre Beche.
Yeah, I think it was a great finals, which actually marked the end of a very beautiful tournament. For the first time, like I said the other day, we had 24 teams, We played in 5 different cities. We have about first class stadiums and
Yeah,
other facilities, which shows that we have actually improved tremendously in every
yeah.
aspect. Today we saw a game in which the world's best goalkeeper was on the pitch, an African tournament. The world's best goalkeeper. We also
And of
saw
course,
a
I will
game.
probably add that the best players were there as well.
Yeah, Mendy was there, the world's best goalkeeper. The third world best player, Mohamed Salah, according to FIFA's ranking, was on that pitch. Sadio Mane is, I think, among the top 10 is on that pitch. You know, we have Koulibaly, a player that Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool have all been going after for the past 6 or 7 years, who plays for Napoli, is on that pitch. You know, we have Carlos Queiroz, who is a former Real Madrid coach, a former assistant coach to Sir Alex Ferguson, was
Yeah, in
on that
Manchester
pitch
United. Yeah.
in Manchester United. That tells you that I know we can focus on the league too, but that tells you that African football has
It's
gained its
improving.
place in the world,
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
gained.
And
So
overall,
so
I think
this
I'm going to get you guys here maybe next week. We'll probably have a discussion and overall assessment of the
okay,
competition. We'll talk
yes.
about the
So
football. We'll talk about
I just
organization.
wanted to close. Yes,
Yeah.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to close on a positive note that
Yes.
despite all the challenges, we have to be happy. My heart goes to the families who lost their loved ones
Yes.
when
Yeah.
we had the stampede in Olimbe. So we just have to pray that things like that do not happen again. But overall, it's been a fantastic tournament. I am very happy, and I hope all Africans are happy.
Okay, good. True Lion, unless you have any other thing, I very much appreciate your time and thank you everyone who watched out there. Let me see, there's another comment. If it's a question, okay. Someone said he's proud of us. We are also proud of how the organizing committee, the local organizing committee in Cameroon, as well as the Kukan, so the organizing committee of the African Cup of Nations. They did a fantastic job, and we are here to express our. We also wish to express our heartfelt condolences to those families, those 8 families who lost their lost ones in that during that stampede in the game between Cameroon and Comoros outside the stadium. And may those who got injured get well quickly. We wish them a quick recovery. For everyone watching out there, thank you very much for watching, and we wish you a fantastic evening. And once more, congratulations, Senegal. You are the new African champions for the 2021 African Cup of Nations. We actually took place in 2022. So, good evening, gentlemen, and looking forward to having you here some other time to discuss more topics.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. T. And True Lion, I've learned a lot from you. I just hope that we continue to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, good evening, guys, and you have a pleasant day.
You too.